Hey guys, welcome to Book of February, and today's topic we're gonna talk about the only Heisman Trophy winner that ended up playing for the NBA. Back then, Charlie Ward was the man. He won multiple awards such as Maxwell Award, Walter Camp Award, Johnny Unitas Award, and many more. But the most important trophy they received is the Heisman Trophy Award back in 1993. This is basically the MVP of college football. Charlie Ward was destined to be a great NFL player, but he ended up choosing a different route. Charlie Ward Jr. was born and raised in Thomasville, Georgia on October 12, 1970. He went to Thomas County Central High School. Charlie was very gifted and very athletic back in high school. He played baseball, football, and basketball. By senior year, he was offered multiple college scholarships. According to Heisman.com, he chose the Florida State University because he was offered to play football, and the coach of Florida State basketball, Pat Kennedy, recruited him to play point guard for his team. It was a rough 2 to 3 years college football for Charlie Ward. In his first year in college, he played as a punter, but as a quarterback, he didn't complete any pass and he threw one interception. The following year, it was even worse. He was a redshirt football player, meaning he didn't play, but he was a part of the team. In 1991 season, he got some playing time and played some few snaps. By 1992, he finally got his opportunity and led his team to 11 wins and 1 loss record. He was the first ever African American who started as a quarterback for Florida State Seminoles. He led the team to Orange Bowl Championship, a game between two top-ranked teams. It was the final game of the season, and the Florida State Seminoles beat the Nebraska Cornhuskers. The final score was 27-14. He threw for 187 yards with 2 touchdowns, and he ended the season with an impressive 2,647 passing yards with 22 touchdowns. He also rushed for 504 yards with 6 rushing touchdowns. He had a great season where he finished 6th in the Heisman Award voting. In 1993, he improved his stats and he led his team to 12 wins, 1 loss record. He also led his team to their first ever national championship on January 1st, 1994. He threw for 284 yards, and Florida State beat Nebraska once again, and the final score was 18-60. His athletic ability changed the game, and he helped beat the undefeated Huskers. He basically revolutionized the quarterback position. Tony Dungy, a former Super Bowl head coach for Indianapolis Colts, mentioned that Charlie Ward is the next Joe Montana. By the end of the season, Charlie Ward was rewarded the Heisman Trophy Award because of his outstanding performance. He threw for 3,032 yards with 27 touchdowns and just 4 interceptions. He rushed for 339 yards with 4 touchdowns. His college basketball career also didn't disappoint. In 1990 to 1991, he averaged 8 points, 3.4 assists, 2.4 steals per game. That season, he made a clutch shot against the Louisville Cardinals in the Metro Conference Tournament Championship. The final score was 76-69. They entered the NCAA tournament but lost in the second round against the third-ranked Indiana Hoosiers. The next season, he had some similar stats, but this time they added future NBA stars Bob Sura, Sam Cassell in the team. They led the team to a 22 wins and 10 losses record. In the NCAA tournament, they made it to the Sweet 16, which is the third round of the tournament, but they lost to the same team. Yep, you guessed it, Indiana Hoosiers. Charlie Ward had a horrible time in the tournament. He only averaged 2.5 points and 2.5 assists per game. In 1992 to 1993 season, they had the same team and their chemistry improved. Their record was 25 wins and 10 losses. They entered the NCAA tournament thinking that they can win it all. and they almost did. They made it to Elite 8, which is the 4th round of the tournament, but they lost to Kentucky Wildcats. Charlie Ward averaged 8.5 points and 5.5 assists per game in that tournament. Sam Cassell entered the NBA draft in 1993. Charlie Ward only played 16 games because he was playing football that same season. In the 93 to 94 season, his stats improved. He averaged 10.5 points and 4.9 assists per game. But it was a devastating last season for Charlie Ward. The Florida State Seminoles, they only won 13 times with 14 losses. They also didn't make the NCAA tournament. In his 4 years in the Seminoles basketball team, he broke school records such as most career steals with 238, and he ranked 7th in all-time assists with 396. Charlie Ward had a remarkable and crazy good college career in football. With all the awards, achievements, and trophies, NFL teams and scouts don't think Charlie Ward's gonna work in the NFL. NFL front offices thought Ward was not worth drafting in the first round as a quarterback. According to NBCSports.com, Charlie Ward had mentioned that he will not make any promises in the NFL contract if he wasn't drafted in the first round. So all NFL teams stayed away from Charlie Ward. In the 1994 NFL draft, Charlie Ward went undrafted. Charlie Ward became the first Heisman Trophy winner in 35 years not to be selected in the draft. After the NFL draft, Dennis Green, a former Vikings head coach, eventually offered Ward a contract. The Heisman Trophy winner decided to turn down the not-so-lucrative contract because he deserves more than that. 2 months after the NFL draft, Charlie Ward qualified as an NBA prospect. Before the draft, Ward worked out with 6 teams, and one of the teams was Orlando Magic's. Penny Hardaway played one-on-one with Charlie Ward in the final workout with the team. I know he was good, but I didn't know he was this good, Penny mentioned after Ward's final workout. And also, according to Donnie Walsh, a former president of New York Knicks, Charlie Ward has a presence about him he can't teach. Ward eventually entered the 1994 NBA draft. The New York Knicks took a gamble and drafted Charlie Ward in the 26th pick overall. Charlie Ward had growth pains and struggled in his first 3 seasons. On his 4th season, he was inserted in the starting lineup and his production progressed. It was his best season in his career. He averaged 7.8 points, 5.7 assists, and 1.8 steals per game. He also had a great season in the 3-point line and participated in the 1998 NBA All-Star 3-point contest. The next season, which is the 1998 to 1999 season, was shortened because of the NBA lockout. That didn't bother the New York Knicks. Charlie Ward and Latrell Sprewell led the team to the NBA Finals and faced the San Antonio Spurs. Ward played a major role in defense where he averaged 2.6 steals per game in the finals. But the New York Knicks, they were outmatched. They don't know how to beat the San Antonio Spurs in the NBA Finals, and it was led by Tim Duncan and David Robinson. He spent 10 years in New York Knicks, and the last 2 years he played for San Antonio Spurs and Houston Rockets, where he finally retired in 2005. As a New York Knicks player, he was first in defensive plus-minus in 1998. He was also third in the rankings for steals average in 1997 to 1998 and 1998 to 1999 seasons. He earned $34,300,500 in the NBA compared to his depleted, undrafted NFL contract. So professionally, he made the right choice. Currently, Charlie Ward is the coach for Florida High basketball team. He is also the main host of Chalk Talk with Charlie Ward, a sports show for Florida State Seminoles football. Nowadays, Charlie Ward is acting, and he had a small stint in the Netflix show The Family Reunion. There is no doubt that Charlie Ward is an all-around talent, versatile, and skillful person. Charlie Ward is one of the greatest what-ifs in sports history.